Hi, this is Dave and welcome to the Table, and today we're going to be taking a look at a project that is currently on Kickstarter called Vault Wars. Now this is a card-based auction game for 3 to 5 players designed by John Gilmore, who did Dead of Winter, and published by Floodgate Games. Now there's artwork in here from Kelly McClellan and Jackie Davis, so you know it's going to look good. Now, let me set the setting for this particular game because it takes place in the world of Epic Resort, which is another Floodgate Games title here. And what has happened is a number of our heroes have gone off. Either they gone on vacation, they never came back, or they went off to battle and they've never returned. And now we've got a bunch of items that are sitting around that are going to be auctioned off. So think of this as a fantasy version of the television show Storage Wars. And so what's going to happen is we're going to be having a number of these vaults that are going to be auctioned off that have a bunch of items in there. And there's going to be lots of bidding, bluffing, hidden information that all lend to this game. Let's take a look at it, how it's played, and I'll come back and I'll give you my thoughts. Okay, here I have Vault Wars set up for 3 players, including the worker expansion, and I'm going to show you how a round of this game is played. Now, I just wanted to mention that this is a prototype version of the game, so it's not reflecting the final quality of what you're going to be receiving. Now, to set up the game, each player is going to receive 20 gold. There's going to be 5 coins that are worth 1 apiece, and 3 that are worth 5. Next, we're going to take all of these particular cards here, shuffle them together. This forms the item deck. Next, each player is going to be dealt 2 aspiring hero cards, and I'll get to those in a second, and also a number of vault cards depending upon the number of players. For a 3-player game, each player is going to be dealt 5 vault cards. Next, what's going to happen is we take all of the workers, we're going to shuffle them up, and we're going to deal 6 of them out to form the worker market, and they're going to have a varying cost to them, which I will cover when we get into the gameplay. Okay, let's take a look at these vault cards. And what we're going to do is we're going to draft these vault cards. And we're going to choose one, place it face down, pass them to our left. And this is going to continue till we're back up to 5 vaults. Now let's take a look at these cards so that we can see what they mean. And let's look at this one here. We're going to look at this Dragon Slayer's Horde. And the first thing here will have the artwork and then the title, and then this number here in this shield is going to be the priority number. And this is going to be important because each round that there's going to be an auction, they're going to be auctioned in priority order, so the lowest going on up, ascending order. So here we have the number of items that are going to be in this particular vault. So this is going to tell you that there are 7 items that are going to be in this vault. This number here is going to show you how many will be revealed for the all of the players to be able to see. So we know that there's 7 cards in there, 2 of them are going to be revealed, so 5 of them we won't know. This number here with the telescope is going to essentially be like the secret peek ability, and what's going to happen is that the item cards here that will be in this vault will be shuffled up and passed around the table, and the people will be able to look at 3 of those items. So there'll still be 2 that are unknown, and then you shuffle them up and pass them around. And then down at the bottom is going to be certain conditions that will happen for that particular vault. There may be rules or bonuses. For example, here it says you may keep this vault as a dragon item. Can't be sold, and then storage fees must be paid for this at the end of the round, and I'll talk about that shortly. So what's going to happen is all the players are going to draft them, and we are going to get ready for the first round. Okay, once we've completed the draft phase, the next thing that we're going to do is move on to the actual auction phase. And this time each player is going to take one of their vault cards and they're going to place it face down in front of them. So we're going to look through and see which one they're going to want to put out there. Now the important thing is vault priority here, because the way they're going to be auctioned off is the lower the vault priority, the sooner it's going to be auctioned off. But the higher the vault priority, the nicer the items that are. And so typically it's like lower vault priority items are typically things that people are not interested in. So there is some bit of strategy as to which ones you're going to choose. For the sake of this demo though, I just shuffled these all up and I took the top one from each player and I put them out here. Once each player has done that, they're going to reveal them, and we're going to be looking at vault priorities here. And so if we look here, this particular player, this is a 10. this is a 1, this is a 3. So the way that this auction is going to go here, this one will go off first, then this one, then this one. Also at this time, whoever has the lowest vault priority has the first crack at hiring a worker from the worker market. And there's a cost associated with these particular cards, this one being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And each of these guys have different abilities during the course of the game, and they can choose to hire one if they wish. So, for example, here, we'll just choose one here. We're going to choose this card here, this valet, and we'll pay 3 gold, because that's what he costs here. We'll pay 3 to the bank, and we'll take him. His particular ability here says before storage fees discard it, you don't have to pay storage fees. So this is something that we want to hold on to, and I'll cover storage fees in a little bit. And what's going to happen is this is going to go in their hand with the rest of their vault cards. Once it's purchased, this one will slide down here, and a new one comes out, and then the next player with the next ascending order vault priority will be able to purchase one, which would be here and then here. And so that's going to continue going through these workers, and once workers are used, we can shuffle them up if we run out and start a new pile. So that's how that works there with the worker market. Next, what's going to happen is we're going to look at this particular item, this vault here, which happens to be a small chest. And we see there's going to be 3 items in here. One's going to be revealed. Each player is going to be able to secretly peek at one, and there's specific rules that are going to take place here. This one says blind bid auction. After setting the opening bid, players will secretly select their bid amount and then simultaneously reveal them. If tied, continue as a live auction. So what's going to happen here is that we're going to look at the cards here. So the auction master is going to draw cards that will go in there. So for example, here's the 3 cards. So this player here is the auction master, and we see there's junk, excavation gear, and a rogue's shiv. And we look here, and there's important things to notice. Well, this is an artifact weapon, this is an artifact, this is junk. And on the cards here, there's also going to be certain information here. This one, if we choose to sell it, it's worth 4 gold. This would be the victory points that it's worth at the end of the game. And then there's other different things that are abilities here that we can have. Some of them will give bonuses, some of them are for set collection or whatever. So now so the auction master knows what the cards are that are in this particular chest. Okay, nobody else knows. Now he has to reveal one. So now comes the decision of what card to reveal, because the idea is you kind of want to have items for yourself, but you also want to be able to have enough money to continue on in this game. And so what happens is you sell items. If other players win that, they pay you. So let's make it seem like we want to be interested in it because there's a couple artifacts here, and one of their characters really likes artifacts. But let's throw this out there and say, you know what, one of these items is junk. So all of the other players involved know that there's junk in this card, in this vault. What's going to happen next is these cards are going to be shuffled up and passed to the player to their left. This player here is going to shuffle them up secretly. Take a look at one of the items here. Oh, we know that there's excavation gear in here. This is an artifact, and there's certain things. Like, okay, I know what that is, but I don't know what this one is. So what's going to happen then is I'm going to shuffle these up, pass them over to the next player. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to shuffle up the cards, and they're going to take a look at one of them. Oh, it's a rogue's shiv. It's an artifact. It's a weapon. And then they're going to shuffle them up, and they're going to pass them back to the player here. So nobody really knows what they saw in this particular vault. You know, the other players don't know what has been seen. Now, what's going to happen is the person who is going to start the auction master here, is going to set the bid price. And they can start the price no higher than the amount of money that they have. So we already hired a worker, so right now we have 17 money to work with. There's a couple of artifacts that are in there that are pretty nice, but if you set the bid too high, nobody's going to may not want to bid in it, or you're going to kind of tip your hat as the kind of things that you're looking for. There's something in there, and these guys know there's at least one artifact in there because each of them saw that. And so let's say, for example, they are going to say that the opening bid is 5. And so everybody here has an opportunity to secretly bid on this, because that's the rule. So if what's going to happen is maybe this one here says, oh, you know what, I'll start it at I'll put in 5, and maybe this one over here says, you know, it's really not something I'm interested in, but I'll, you know, maybe I'll go in at 5. And so what's going to happen is, okay, the opening bid's 5. These guys reveal here, and these both reveal 5. It's a tie. It's going to go on to a live auction. So what's going to happen is somebody's going to have the bid's 5. They're going to have to jump in at 5 or pass. The same thing here. I'll have to raise by 1. There's going to be this auction back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. Whoever has the highest bid will win those items. If none of the other players are interested in bidding this, then what happens is this particular player will win this vault and they have to pay the bank. Otherwise, let's say for example here, through the course of live bidding, this comes out to $8. He's gonna pay this $8 to this player over here and take these particular items into his hand, and he's going to look at them and he is going to place them face down. Once the auction is completed for that particular vault, it's going to be placed face up in a trash pile over off to the side, and then it's going to continue on. Then the next one here is going to be this particular vault that's going to be auctioned off, and this has its own rule here. The winner is going to draw the top card of the item deck, so whoever wins this one's going to get a bonus item off the top here, and then finally this one will be auctioned off, and it's going to have specific rules here. This one, the gear chamber, is going to draw items equal to the number of players. So you don't really know, you know, so this is going to be a variable here. And nobody's going to be able to, none of them are going to be revealed. And then it says down here, starting with the auction master, each player peeks at all remaining items, places one face down in the middle, and passes the rest clockwise. So you only so this is going to be another crazy type auction, and this is going to continue until these vaults have been all auctioned off and they have various items. So what's going to happen then is that we have the opportunity now to sell particular items. And so we're going to want to look at things that we're interested in here. So this one here is looking for weapons. The other one's a dwarven items. Well, if we look in here, nothing is dwarven, but we do have a weapon. And we just spent some money, so what we can choose to do is we can sell an item here. So let's say I'm going to sell this excavation gear and get 4 gold. So what I'm going to do is I'll put that in the trash, and I'm going to take 4 gold from the bank. So I'm going to be able to at least have more currency to work with. So once each player has gone ahead and had a chance to sell their items, they you know, they're going to be able to do all that. Now what's going to happen is after selling, if players have less than 10 gold, they can go over and visit this guy here, the loan shark. And it says each player with less than 10 gold after selling items may gain $10 from the bank, basically, and a corruption token. Well, you can get money, but these corruption tokens are worth negative victory points at the end of the game. So you have to watch what happens with your money. And then next what's going to happen is we have the option to be able to equip items to some of our players. So if we choose to do this, if we can maybe put this equipment out there, this artifact weapon, if I choose to equip it, I can. But then it's not going to be worth any points at the end. And so this one here, we want to hold on to this because it's a weapon. And we can't really do anything with this junk at this point. So what's going to happen is then any items that we keep, we have to pay storage for. And we're going to have to pay storage for we have to pay 1 gold per item that we're keeping. And if we're not able to pay, we have to trash an item for 1 gold, meaning we have to get rid of it. And we can reveal junk items to keep them at a rate of, we have to show 3 junk for 1 gold. And so what's going to happen here is we're going to hold on to, we're going to keep both of these here, and so we're going to pay our 2 gold to the bank. And So that's going to complete that particular round. So what happens is we're going to have these vaults auction off, and then we're going to have to keep any items. And then at the end of the game, what we're going to do is then we'll be able to score all of the items that we have in our particular stash, and collect victory points and bonus ones by choosing one of these workers, or one of our aspiring heroes here, to gain points, and whoever has the most points is the winner. Alright, so you had a chance to look at Vault Wars, and I wanted you to be able to see the core concepts of this game. I wanted you to see how the auction works, and how the different factors are that come into the game, the different conditions. That one particular had the blind bidding aspect, and then also the amount of information that's revealed prior to the bidding. And then I also wanted you to see that just because you win an auction doesn't mean that you're stuck with all those items. You can sell them for money, or you can choose to keep them, but if you do, you have to pay for them. And so that's the core of what makes up Vault Wars. And then one of the things that I definitely want to talk about is the concept of this game, because to me it's very apparent that this is inspired by the television show Storage Wars. And if you've never seen it, that show is on Netflix, and it may still actually be on cable TV. And essentially in Storage Wars, what happens is there are people who have defaulted on their storage units, and their items are still locked up in there, and they never paid their bills. And so time has come to clear that out and make way for a new tenant. And so they auction off these items, and there are people that come from all over the country that are professional resellers that are going to come in and bid on the stuff that's in there. And so just like here in Vault Wars, we have a bunch of heroes who have disappeared, and now there's a bunch of their stuff that's sitting around in these different vaults that are going to be auctioned off. And so what happens in Storage Wars, they crack open the storage shed, and people there that want to bid can look in there, but they cannot enter. And so the only information that they can have based upon how they're going to bid is what they can see. And so that's the same thing here. I mean, certain things are going to be public knowledge. If they open up a storage shed and you see a piece of exercise equipment sitting there, everybody can see that. That's the same thing here in the game with the public information, cards that are revealed for everybody to see. Looking at then what happens is you have each individual person who's there to bid looking in the storage shed. They're going to see things that may not be seen by anybody else. Here in Vault Wars, we have that secret peeking information. So there's certain bids where there's item cards that you're going to be looking at, certain number of them, shuffling them up and passing them around. And so what you see may not be the same information that anybody else sees. And then obviously there's an auction, and everything is going to be bid upon. So that's the concept here that translates over into this game, and I think it does an awesome job of doing that. Now, with the vault cards here, this is one of the things that's going to keep the game exciting, and it's going to keep it fresh and replayability high longer, is that the fact that each of these different vaults have different conditions that are going to happen, whether there's going to change up the bidding style or what information is going to be revealed. And so that is going to be one of the positive points that's going to keep the replayability in this game. The other thing I talked about is the information that you have in the game, and I explained it about in the concept. But again, one of the things that the hidden information that you have is going to affect your bidding, and you're going to have it in the back of your mind wondering what the other players know. What knowledge do they have? What did they see? Did they see the same thing as me? Did they see something different? So it's always going to be in the back of your mind as you're playing the game, and so that's going to be one of the important factors that drives this. Now, you also have an important role here as a bidder trying to get to specific items, because you have certain heroes that you want to try to get a lot of bonus points for at the end. But also, as the auction master, you are privy to all the information that's in there. And you can use that to your advantage, or it end up being something that's going to be a disadvantage to you. And that is going to be when you set the opening bidding price. Because you have to realize that if you set it too high, nobody's going to want to bid on that particular vault, and you're going to end up being stuck paying for it. Now, maybe strategically you did that because there's something that's in there that you were looking for. But maybe you did it unintentionally, and now you're stuck paying out of your pocket, and so you're going to have less money to work with. And then you're kind of stuck with some items, and so it's going to have to take some time to wait to sell it to get some money back. Or if you set the bidding price too low, somebody is going to get a really, really good deal on it. So you're going to have some things that are on there, so you're going to have to find where that good level of comfort is to where you're going to be make the auction competitive. Now, a lot of that is going to be driven by the items that are in there, but a person who's good at auctioning is going to realize and know what the value is that's in there, and they're going to bid accordingly. So you have to watch where the starting bid is, though, in order to get people engaged. Now, one of the other things that's in here that is some cool things that are good with this particular auction game is the fact that you have 2 aspiring heroes to work with, and they have different end of game scoring goals, and so that is going to be something that is going to help you, and you can use it to your advantage, because a person who's experienced with auctions is going to be observing what the other players are doing. Just like in the show Storage Wars, they kind of know each other, and so you're going to look at what the other players are doing and pay attention to the items that they're bidding on, especially ones that you know are public knowledge, and you can pick up on their buying habits. What are they going after? And so you can have you can pick up on what they're looking after, and you can drive the price up, make them have to spend their money. Now, that could also be that initial person's bluff, because maybe, yeah, they do have somebody that's going after weapons and they're buying up all these weapons, but maybe some of the other information that they have, maybe they're looking for junk. And so they're buying up all these things, and there's a lot of junk that's in there. But you don't know that. You think they're going after weapons, and all of a sudden at the end it's like, well, hey, I got all these points for junk, and so you can use that to your advantage. And so you're going to have a lot of the influence is going to happen just by your 2 aspiring heroes in this game. And so that's a really strong point for this game, makes it stand out to me. Now, this game, looking at it from a family perspective, and one of the other cool factors in here is the whole idea of managing your money. And like any other auction game, you want to be able to make sure that you have the money to be involved, because you got to pay to play, and you got to be able to to get in there. And in this game, and like other auction games, if you blow through your money too fast, you're not going to be able to bid on anything, and you're going to miss out on a lot of good things. And so you're going to quickly learn that the more that you play any type of auction game. But this one, this one as well. However, there is this reprieve / punishment that comes in here. Yes, it's going to teach you about money management, because what's going to happen is if you run out at the end of that round when you sell items, you can go and visit the loan shark. Now, this guy here, he's going to give you $10 so you can be back in at the next round. However, you take one of these corruption tokens, and they're worth negative victory points at the end. So you're going to be punished for not managing your money well. But the other thing that's like a little bit of a reprieve is, yes, you can get some more money so that you can continue to play in the game. And so that's going to be something that's going to help you out. If you're running low, if you have less than $10, if you want some more, you can go visit them, but it comes at a cost. But it's going to be able to keep you in the game, and it's not going to bog you down, and you're not going to feel defeated that if you blew it in one round that you're completely out of the game. And so even though he's kind of nasty and he's going to punish you with negative victory points, it's also going to be able to keep you in the game, and I think that that's important. One of the other things that, from a family perspective, that this game is going to do an excellent job with is helping you to assess the value of items, and is it worth paying for. And that's typical of other auction items, but really in this one here, you're going to be looking for specific items. Even though there's like a mass of things, maybe it's 5 things that you're trying to bid on, it's that one item that might be just really the that's like your gold that you really, really want, and so you're going to be paying for it. But you have to realize, is it worth paying for it? Because again, money management is going to be key in here. And so that is something that's going to drive this game. And then the optional worker market is going to be one of the other things of how best you're going to manage your money. There are different people that are out there that you can hire that can give you specific opportunities or benefits during the game. And that's going to come into, yeah, can I get the guy at a value for cheap, or is it something that I really, really want that he's going to help me and I'm going to pay him the first chance that I get? You know, or are you going to wait? Maybe, you know, because the longer that you wait, the cheaper that he can get. And so it may be something that you can hope that somebody doesn't pick them up. But you only have a certain number of rounds. So if you want to use them, you know, if it's something that's going to help you out early on, you may want to pay to get them. Again, what's the value of that? And so so lots of cool economic principles that can be used as teaching tools in a fun, exciting game that's based on a very, very popular TV show. So for me, I really, really like Vault Wars. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a great concept, and that's based upon a TV show that I like to watch, and it's going to provide a lot of opportunities for a family to get together, have some fun, and in the meantime, secretly, so your younger players or people that are bad with money, you're going to be learning a few things along the way. If Vault Wars is something that you are interested in supporting, then you can go ahead and click on the link in the video description below. It'll take you over to their page, and you can support it if you so wish. And that's it for now, and join me again next time as we take a look at another game and we see how it makes it to the table. Bye-bye.